Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. Well, hokey smokes, it is indeed a brand new day, and it's a slightly chilly, overcast, started off foggy. For all I know, it may well still be foggy out there. Slightly rainy day. Oh boy. But then, I like that kind of weather. But it does make it more difficult to go out walkies in past couple days. Even though it has been wet and rainy, the dirt roads have been clear enough of standing water that I've been able to walk on them. Hopefully today they're going to do that too. I need to make it over to Walmart and see if they still have one of my meds available for me. I keep having the problem of going in, reordering things, and then forgetting to go back and pick them up. ADHD is fun. But hey, hopefully your day is awesome. Would be a very good thing. I do have things written down up here because, again, ADHD, thumbs up for that. But of course, remember, in our world, nothing can bad happen. It can only good happen. Also, other things written down, like I just read about this one, and I say read, I mean I watched the video. I don't know why I keep saying read when that's what I meant, but it was about how Disney Plus has now embraced short form AI slop for its portals. You can watch short form AI slop on Disney Plus. My only thought about that, not only, but one of my big thoughts is, okay, you're offering AI slop that I have to pay for through a subscription. But I can go to one of these services and I can make that same copyrighted AI slop for free. Why should I pay you for AI slop when I can get AI slop without paying for it and have it be Disney characters? So I don't think it's a well thought out thing, but we shall see. And then I was also reading up on how this one person was trying to unravel, along with others, about how angry everybody is online about things like, well, it's bean soup theory, where you can put a recipe for bean soup online, and people have done this, and you get people filled with rage answering your comments because they can't make it because they can't eat beans, or why is there even a bean soup recipe online anyway? How dare you? It has become, people become enraged if they come across content that's not aimed at them. They're pissed because that bean soup recipe isn't for them. They can't eat beans. Why are you having a recipe about bean soup when they can't eat beans? You're a bad person for that. Except, of course, if you come across something that you don't like, yeah, you're just not the target demographic. Why are you getting pissed about that? Again, it's narcissistic stuff, and that has been a plague here, especially in the US. Oh boy. But when I come across stuff that I don't like, it's just, well, I'm not the demographic that they're shooting for. Because there's lots of stuff out there that I don't like, either products or media, but that just means I'm not the demographic they're shooting for. That doesn't mean I need to get angry about it. So just remember that when you're watching things online. Not everything is for you. And you don't have to get pissed about that because it's okay. I'm not saying you do. I'm saying the generic you, not the specific you. Although if you are guilty of this. And then I did go through and re-alter into madness vehicles a cop car. So there's two types of police vehicles, and one of them is going to be a missile while the other remains not. And taxis. One type of taxi remains normal to drive around and capture, and the other is a missile. Because I think it's fine and great to go driving along when there's not violence and terror being inflicted upon the populace as you drive around. But I should be able to hear it in the background, the screams of terror and agony. We need that music in the air. So, thumbs up for the next one. Though that will not make trying to accomplish any of the missions any easier. Although I've come pretty close to finishing that second one. Sort of. And then this one still, it kind of irritates me, but I don't really have a choice about it. I've talked about how in No Man's Sky, when I am trying to increase my base, part of that is there's an overseer, and the overseer is one of a member of a race called the Gek. Well, it rubbed into my face, who the Gek really are when I found this place on a world, and it's the thoughts of the Gek is we own the universe and everybody else are just ignorant savages. And some of the things that I've seen from the overseer, I know what's going on. My character is a moron. Because I will walk up to the character and it'll say something like, gosh, for a moment it seemed as if this person was spitting vile and hateful things at me, but that can't be right. They've done nothing but help me. So I'm on the roller coaster. I can't get off of it no matter how much I just want to not do all this. But if I want to finish my base, I gotta do it. And when I say finish my base, I have 2 rooms. One of them I constructed because you have to. Within moments of you starting the game and all that, you need to build a base so that you can start hiding from the environment. And then I made a round room because I bought the blueprint. And everyone has been stuffed inside of that. Everything else that's not them, and even now, because there's not enough room, I've just started stuffing them outside. Everything is just scattered everywhere in front of my base. There's all these biofuel burners. I got 6 of them all burning stuff. I've got batteries storing power. I got a whole bunch of solar panels. Everything is just thrown haphazardly, and it's a pain trying to run through. I have to try and leap over some of the things with my jetpack. It's pretty cool. I enjoy that. So, yeah. I hate the fact that this Gek fellow is running roughshod over me and all my stuff, but I can't get off the roller coaster unless I don't want to finish that storyline. On the other hand, just by running away from all the sentinels, the killer robots that are infesting my base right now, I have managed to grow it quite well. Building new buildings where I have to dash outside and avoid them, and then get to the terminals and then do all the things that I'm supposed to, and then dash back without being seen and caught to the place I can teleport back out of there. Of course, don't always have to do that. Some of the time, yeah, that's an English phrase. Sometimes I just have to show up to either greet someone or okay an expedition, some such like that. Fun game, though. You should play it. Definitely a good thing. And then this is a personal thing that means nothing, but I know that bright lights in enclosed places are a trigger for my anxiety. Going into Walmart lately, it has been rough. I mean, the lights up above are like spotlights, and looking down hasn't helped because the lights are reflecting back up off the floor at me. It's like I've never seen them this bright lately, and by lately I mean the past couple of weeks. Until last night I kind of figured it out. My vision's terrible, but that's just the focusing part of my eyes. When I wear glasses and I can see, it becomes really, really easy for me to see in dim and low light, to the point that, I mean, my eyes, I can't see any more than a normal person. But if you put the normal range here and not being able to see in dim light here and being able to see well in dim light here, I'm up here. So when I walk outside, my eyes go like that, and I am acclimated to darkness while everyone is still staggering around. I've been accused of being able to see in the dark in the past because it takes like half a second and, okay, I'm good for dim light. Or just walking out into darkness. When I had gone into Walmart before and the lights seemed normal, I was coming in from daylight. My pupils were already constricted from the light outside. Bonk. Into my table that time. And they just stay constricted when I'm inside, so the lights aren't bright. In fact, I've gone in and it seemed dim. And when I go in, these days, it's all at night. Those lights are like spotlights because my eyes are already dilated from the darkness. They're just not constricting down again the way that they would to normal light. They're getting an overabundance of light. So it's like the surface of the sun until I leave Walmart and get back out into darkness, where I don't even go through an acclimation period. I can just see well. Thumbs up for that. I like dim light, dark light. It is easier to do some things in bright light because of my lack of focus, unfortunately. But, and as a really quick aside, I have decided that I am going to take this page in my Richthofen book, my counters page. I am going to use skizzers. I rested something there. Luckily the camera didn't move, I think. And cut that page out, and then I'm going to use these glue sticks, to glue that page to this piece of cardboard, and then I'm going to cut out the counters. Because waiting for me to be able to photocopy this thing, photocopy the counters, means I'm never going to get it done. And I've wanted to play. I still want to play. That's why today I've got this all dug out and ready to go. So I'm going to cut out the counters. I'm going to make some of the pages. I mean, there's like pages like this. This is just the map of where you fly around. But as they show themselves in a later page on this, you don't need the text for it. And in fact, you don't even need to use the page. This is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. You can write that onto a piece of paper by yourself really easily. And even at that, some of these other things where you're marking damage and such, again, these could be easily written on pieces of paper of your own. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Now, am I going to be any good at it? No, of course not. I'm going to suck. But that's all right. The first time you do something, you suck at it. That's the first part of getting good at something, as Jake says on Adventure Time. to get good at something, first you have to really suck at something. Part of the process. Past that, the only really thing I really wanted to talk about, I guess, was a little bit more about the Ungata, as I talked about yesterday, mentioning that it was nothing. Well, how can there be multiverses and such? Well, I've mentioned before that I see, like, we're on one level of reality, but another different, slightly different level of wavelength, to call it, and there's another level, and then one past that and one past that, and they go on this way as well. About 5, 10, 15 layers up, hard to say, there is a break. Something happens in a high energy place, and this energy tunnels path of least resistance to the Ungata on our level. And when I say our level, the level where our multiverses are. But there's this crack, and this energy starts pouring through. Now, when energy pours through into the Ungata, it immediately falls to its lowest possible rest state. It no longer exists. And that is what happens. But it still takes time for that to happen. Even if it's the smallest possible click of time on the Planck clock, it still takes time. And that energy is pouring through so quickly that the edge of disintegration keeps getting pushed further and further out until there is a metaphorical sphere of this energy that finally reaches an equilibrium. It's being destroyed at the same time it is coming through. And of this sphere, on that very edge between the utter cold of the Ungata and the utter heat of where this energy is pouring in, there's a Goldilocks zone. Where, because of this, the doorway to the crack, the singularity, opens up all these other little doors in that Goldilocks zone. Each one of those is the heart of a multiverse. Now, they each vibrate at a certain frequency, and these frequencies are the constants, the universal constants for each multiverse. Anywhere from point and then like 10 trillion zeros and then a 1 at the end, universal constants, to, well, 10 trillion nines, that many universal constants. Those that are viable last. Those that are unviable collapse. Ours is just one of them. And the heart of the singularity forms a ball of heat and pressure. Closest to that doorway, the hole, the singularity, it's vibrating, and these wavelengths head outward, out of the hottest part where only the singularity is, into the Ungara, the hottest and densest part of the populated multiverse. Once these vibrations hit, they inflate into universes. Next out is the Ungare. Less heat, less hot, less dense, still opening up into these individual universes. And out here, our world is out in the Ungadan, the cold and dark, where, well, the cosmic horrors don't go because it's cold, it's dark, there's nothing that they can use out here. Each of these multiverses, with each of these configurations moving outward with an infinite number, near infinite, it's astronomical but still finite, number of configurations causes a different variation of a universe, and each universe on each Planck clock, tick of the Planck clock, every quark in a universe, every single position it can move to spawns a universe where it does. And then, of course, from quarks to subatomic particles, the same. A new spawned universe for every possible position. To atoms, a new universe. Molecules, a new universe for every position they could be. Organelles in cells. For everything a cell can do, a new universe. To organs, and everything an organ can do, a new universe. And to a person, and every action that a person can do, a new universe. All of these happening within the multiverse. And that energy, well, it's like diffusion. There is a constant supply of energy up above. And since there is constant destruction, there is a constant need for that energy. Now that it has begun, it is an infinite resource and will never stop, ever. And hey, if you could like, comment, share, and subscribe, that'd be very cool. Greatly appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. You would be beautiful and awesome if you did that. And speaking of beautiful and awesome people, all of my Patreon patrons, thumbs up and thank you so very, very much. It is appreciated to no end. You helping out this old man, well, that is beautiful and awesome. Thumbs up. Thank you. It is appreciated. Everybody that leaves me a comment, you too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. Definitely a thumbs up. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up every comment that YouTube lets me, and I answer as many as my nerve compression will let me, because I feel it's important to let you know that you have been heard, plus I just like to engage. And I play an internet game of tossing out either or possibly both, a writing prompt and a secret word, asking it to be written into the comment section for blatant engagement farming, and it is nice to be heard. The last people that played were Jesse Koskinen, thumbs up and thank you. Leo Tom Music, greatly appreciated as always. Toilet Decimator, thumbs up, thank you. It is nice to see you in the comments as well. Gus Garrett 6838, thumbs up, thank you as always. And Disembodied Studios, whom their band is the last video I watched of theirs. They're going on tour, or you know, ADHD is a terrible, terrible thing. I watched it less than a half an hour ago, and now I cannot remember if it was a tour or album announcement. I hate having ADHD. I found out, through finding out that I had it, that so many things that I thought were personality traits were actually just off of a laundry list of symptoms. ADHD blows. But hey, thumbs up and thank you each and every one of you that plays. And if you have watched this far, son of a gun, if you could write flying into the comments, or if you wanted to talk and let me know, do you think a flying circus? Not of this kind, but an actual flying circus with tents would be fun? Hey, it's not a requirement that you play. In fact, I can't force you even if I wanted to. But if you do choose to play, thumbs up, thank you. It is appreciated. Well, I am going to take care of myself as well as edit, render, upload. I'm going to continue to play way too much No Man's Sky. I have some other games too, of course. If you've ever seen my Steam list that I occasionally post on the community tab, I have thousands of games on Steam. But I'm playing things, and I want to play things, and hopefully you can get done the things that you want to get done, because that would be very cool. And if not, please do not beat yourself up, because you deserve better. And 25 minutes of video, hokey smokes. I keep trying to talk for a short amount of time, but so until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. I say this every time, that only when I hit this point of the video do I remember that I want to write down words of wisdom, And then as soon as I finish talking about this and I hit the stop recording button, it's gone until the next time I'm doing this. Every 24 hours. ADHD blows. So no words of wisdom, just be easy on yourself if you have ADHD. It's not your fault for the things you do and the way you act. You take care.